Okay, hi, good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon, friends. Okay, I think let's get started. So, first of all, good afternoon and good evening, everyone. I'm Shekhar Bhatt. I'm founder of Career and Paths and a host for this particular session. Career and Paths have been founded with the sole objective of encouraging students to dream and then help them to their paths, help them and the parents to discover and plan various pathways to realize their dreams. We are very pleased to bring to you a series of career planning events with eminent people from these fields as panelists. So today's event in career in hospitality is the one which is really closer to my heart. Okay? The reason is my own son has chosen this as a career of his choice. And I believe, and now he's doing his post-graduation in Australia after doing a basic graduation in hospitality management from India. In doing so, I'm eternally thankful to Dr. Kalindi Bhatt, who is also a panelist on this event today, who helped us to arrive at this decision more than 6.5 years ago. Okay. So today I'm pleased to welcome our eminent panelists for this event today. So let me first go to Dr. Sonali Zadav. She has been in this field of hospitality for more than 2 decades, and she heads AISSMS College of Hospitality and Hotel Management as of now. This college is also ranked number 8 in All India survey of hotel management colleges. She's a member of Academic Council of D.Y. Patil University, Kolhapur, and also IIEPM Pune. She's also a member of Board of Studies of SPPU. So welcome on the panel, Dr. Sonali.
Thank you.
We are also joined today by Professor Atul Gokhale. He is a highly experienced hospitality and culinary education management professional. He has rich experience in startup and operations of hospitality and culinary schools in India and abroad. He's a proficient administrator and a leader with a strong culinary operations background, being himself an accomplished chef. He's also a director at Symbiosis School of Culinary Art. Welcome on the panel, Professor Gokhale.
Thank you so much, Mr. Shekhar. I'm happy to be here.
Thank you. And the third panelist is Dr. Kalindi Bhatt. She is currently a member on board of AICTE Board of Hospitality and Tourism Management. She was also a principal at Maharashtra State Institute of Hotel Management and Catering Technology in Pune. She's also working with rural women and children since 1991. Welcome on panel, Dr. Kalindi Bhatt. Thank you.
Thank you, Shekhar.
So to start with, we will be starting with Dr. Sonali Zadav. So over to you, Dr. Sonali.
Thank you, Shekhar. Good evening to everybody who's here to get to know the hospitality industry a little better. I have been with this particular institute, AISSMS College of Hotel Management and Catering Technology, since 1998. And I've been a principal here since 2008. So it's been a long stint and a lot of learning along the way. So without wasting much time, let's get on to what hospitality has to offer the current generation. Okay, so hospitality really is one of the fastest growing sectors of the economy of our times. 1 in every 10 employees anywhere in the world belongs to the tourism sector, be it hotels or travel agencies or cruise lines or many such related fields in hotel management. It's a multi-billion-dollar enterprise, and it is diverse enough for people to work in different areas of interest and still be employed within this industry. So you could be a chef or a front office guy or a PR person or a salesperson or a marketing person, human resources within the hotel industry itself. And there are many fields that are open to all of you. There is a certain peculiarity to this industry and career. While there are many options that have been listed here, like hotels, restaurants, cruise ships, shopping malls, nightclubs, bars. It also kind of develops the students in such a way that your attitude to life changes. And this is one of the biggest changes that I've seen, which doesn't happen in any other field. Okay, so today we have all these malls in Pune. For those who are in Pune, we have this we have West End, we have Pavilion, we have Phoenix Mall. If you look at all these malls, the general managers who are running the show are actually people from the hospitality industry. So really, it's a whole wild world out there for you to try different things. And somewhere you will find your fit, something that will make you feel very passionate about your job and something that you will enjoy. So a job guarantee is higher on successful completion of the hospitality course. So why is it that the hospitality people are so much in demand? One, of course, that it's a big industry, but also we can be accommodated in other industries like maybe banks, even in the corporate sector now, all the big corporate offices like Infosys or Persistent, all these all these corporate houses need hospitality people to take care of the hospitality needs, bookings of their visitors that come to their offices, or planning for itineraries for big banquets, big events that they may have, and many other things. So catering establishments onshore and offshore, as well as armed forces, is another area that you can look for. 3 of our students have been picked up by the armed forces so far. So, you know, it's a big, big world out there. And trained hospitality professionals have better employment opportunities to countries of their choice. Of course, now with the visa restrictions, we have a lot of countries which are closing, but many that are opening as well. So last year we had 7 of our students who got jobs in Japan. Germany is opening big time. France is open for internships, but Australia and New Zealand are open for immigration. Canada is open for immigration. And even United States picks up students on a J1 visa. So the world is at your doorstep once you take this field. So what are the courses that are available? Generally, as far as a degree is concerned, 12+3 or 12+4. Those are the degrees that are available. In our college, we have a Bachelor's of Science Hospitality Studies, which is a 3-year degree program. But you could also have a BBA program in hotel management or a BBA program in culinary, or you could have a BA in culinary arts, or you can have a BSc in hospitality management. So there are various 3-year degrees with different titles, but basically all of them catering to the hospitality requirement. Bachelor's, a 4-year degree, Bachelor's of Hotel Management and Catering Technology. That's a 4-year degree which is affiliated to AICTE. And this degree will offer you electives, like you could choose to be a chef, then they will train you much more in that department. Or you could choose accommodation where they will teach you that, or you could get into bartending, F&B service, any department of your choice. These days, there's another degree which is called Bachelor's of Vocation in Hotel Management or Hospitality Studies. These are started under the Skills Development Program of the Government of India or the Government of Maharashtra. So it's a progressive degree. What this means is the students do certain hours in the college, and most of their education, 70%, is on-the-job training where they're doing internships. So in the first year, if they complete the course, they get a certificate. The second year, they get a diploma. And the third year, they get a degree. So if you complete all the 3 years, you will get a degree, which is known as a BVOC degree. Okay. Now, these are pictures of the various 4 core departments. We call them the 4 operational departments of the hotel. Front office, housekeeping, F&B service, and food production. Front office, of course, as you know, is front of the house. You could be a front desk associate, or you could be a PR person, or you can be a hostess. There are various names given by various chains, but essentially you're looking after reservations, you're looking after bookings, and you're looking after billing for the guests who stay with you. Housekeeping is, of course, related to taking care of all the rooms, taking care of all the public areas, looking after the housekeeping and cleaning aspects, any banquets that happen, then looking after the decor, flower arrangements, and anything that has to be done with the decor, basically. These days, these two departments are clubbed together, and it is known as accommodation. Then you have F&B service, got to be the front of the house in the restaurants, where you will serve the guest, or you will supervise serving the guest. Has a lot to do with understanding the menus, pairing the wines with the menus, preparing, generally taking care of the service so that you provide an experience that the customers will enjoy. You can get into bartending and become a bartender. That's, I think, one of the trends that is catching up. A lot of my students are now well-known bartenders. You can Google them and the top bartenders, and you'll have at least 4 or 5 from my college. So a lot of them are doing freelancing. You could Google for Kushna Saragina. She's one of my top bartenders now in the country. She is an ex-student of our college. Okay, so bartending is catching big time, and a lot of them do freelancing where they get invited to bartend for the evenings, and they get paid very handsomely. And the last, of course, is the food production. Has to do with cooking the food, styling the food, presentation of the food. These days, the chefs come out to the restaurants, interact with the customers, especially in Michelin star hotel restaurants, where they will interact and they will customize dishes as per your requirement. Sometimes there are pop-up tables which are done by celebrity chefs. What that means is they, on a particular day in a particular restaurant, they'll have 2 or 3 tables that they will cater to, only 2 or 3, and they will have a gourmet kind of a menu that they will offer the customer at a very high price. So per person can go from 2,500 to even 10,000, depending on the menu that they're going to serve. So a lot of opportunities, even in the food production department. You can have your own channel, you can be on cook shows, many opportunities. You can be an entrepreneur and start your own restaurants. Takeaway, you can be a home chef, you can do a food truck. So I think Atul will talk a lot more about that. So I will leave it at that.
So, Sonali, one quick question.
Yes.
You delved into multiple structures of courses out here, right?
Yes.
Predominantly, most of them were after 12th, correct?
Yes. Yes.
Is there any option for people who want to step into this industry right after completing their 10th? I mean, there used to be a diploma sometime back in past. I don't know what the status is.
Yeah, so the diploma is also after 12th, and it is a 3-year diploma. For some reason, engineering diploma starts after 10th, but for hotel management, it has always been after 12th for whatever reason. And so then it doesn't make sense to go in for a diploma. Maybe the fees are a lot less, but apart from that, in any case, if you're going to do 3 years, you might as well get a degree. Fair. So that is a thought process now, and there are not many takers for the diploma.
Fair enough. Thank you.
Yeah. So these are some of the pictures of what happens in the food and beverage service. These are pictures from our college, our restaurant. So just to make it a little more interesting, I've had these pictures put here. And this is what a practical lab will look like if you join the hotel industry. Here you have the front office lab. There's a reception here and the guest rooms. So these are all ready in any of the hospitality schools that you may go to. And these are used as labs. These are not given out to guests. There's nobody who's going to come and stay. But they will teach you how to clean the room, how to do the beds in 5 minutes or 3 minutes. They will do case studies in the front office. They will have mock role plays with mock guests and things like that. Yeah, the training and placement, this is probably one of the most important areas in the hotel industry, because unlike an engineering degree or something, there are very few takers for the masters. Those who join the hotel industry would like to start with their careers right away. And because there are so many options and the world is at your footstep, really, the training and placement has a lot of work to do. So we nowadays, even for internships, like my 3-year and 4-year degree that we offer in our college, we have a 5-month internship program, and we do send students to wherever they want to go. So if they want to go to Bangalore, or they want to go to Goa, they want to work in Pune or Mumbai, that is domestic internship is available, but we also offer international internship. And the countries that are at the moment open to students are the USA, Dubai, Seychelles, France, Germany, Maldives, and Mauritius. So the last few years we've been sending students here. Singapore was open 2 years back, but there is visa issues there these days, so we're not sending. UK was open a few years back, but UK visa norms have changed. So we can't really guarantee that these visas will continue when you take admission, but there'll be other hotels, other countries that will open up. And Europe is opening up in a big way because they are short on human resources. And Germany has a problem of not having enough people to run the economy. So they are opening up. Japan, the average age of Japanese people is something like, I think it is 50, 55 or 60. So they are open to inviting students, and they are open to inviting young graduates to come and work there. So really a lot of opportunities at your fingertips. Yeah, some of the allied areas of hotel management that I would like to stress upon. I think running a hotel is like one big industry, because you're not only doing the 4 operational areas, but you also have to take care of sales and marketing. And while people who have done their MBA may join, but there's a peculiarity to this hotel management in the sense that it is very difficult to explain hospitality to an outsider who doesn't know much about it. And so, people who have done hotel management courses are far more effective in these areas as well. So you have sales and marketing, you have human resources. Remember, this is a service industry, and you need lots and lots of manpower to run the hotel. People want you at the table. People want that personal touch. It cannot be techno, without the human touch. Of course, the pandemic to some extent has changed all of that. But as far as possible, we like to be served by somebody who is right there with a smile. And so a lot more people are required in this industry than in any other industry. Then you have engineering. Why engineering? Because you have all these ACs which are working, all the equipment, the gadgets. You have all the software programs that run your business completely. So all these have to be managed. And so you need people from the engineering. In fact, there's a separate department in the hotels, which is the engineering department. Then purchase is a big department, and a very valuable one, because you need to keep tabs on your quality and the quantity and the price that you're going to pay for the goods that come in, whether it is the raw material for the raw food for the restaurant, or whether it is linen for the rooms, or whether it is glassware and crockery and cutlery for the restaurant. So everything needs to be bought. It has to be checked. It should be of a certain quality before you take it in. Finance, of course, because your room rates and your ARR, that's the average room rate, everything will be decided on how you should manage maintaining your rooms without compromising on the quality. How will you maintain, what are the things that you will offer free for your customers? What are the complimentary things that you want to give? How much are you going to spend on your salaries? What should be your food cost? So finance is one big department that will take care of, that will have SOPs ready, budgets ready, and provisions within that budget to tide you over. Hotel security, of course, after the 26/11 that happened and the Taj was attacked, security has become a very important aspect. Every customer is screened, every guest is screened. When he goes in, the baggage is screened every time you walk in and walk out and walk in again. So hotel security is required, and of course the stores for inventory. You cannot be serving, a hotel will have 4 or 5 restaurants and each one with a different theme. So all that material needs to be there in your stores, readily available for you to cook.
One question which comes to my mind also is, these are kind of specialized operations within or related to running a hotel or establishment.
Yes.
So is it advisable for someone to, suppose somebody wants to make a career in finance, in hospitality, should they generally go and join an MBA program after this to specialize in that? I mean, are there anything in that directions to train them in that?
Yeah, I think we do teach financial management in our program. However, I think if they want to rise in the ranks, then they need to have a master's degree in finance. But they need not take any kind of further studies for purchase or stores, for example, because inventory is big and we do cover that in our syllabus. Sales and marketing also really not required, but as you grow up the ladder and you become, say, a sales manager or a marketing manager for that property, and you want to be a marketing head for the region, say like an Asia Pacific, because these are all chains of hotels. So in a situation like that, it's always better to have a degree. You can later go in maybe for a executive degree, MBA program or something like that. Yeah.
And one more thought. I mean, when I was doing some research about this field as well before we did this event, one of the common myths about this industry is generally if you go and talk to people, because of misinformation predominantly, it comes across as a sector which pays less, right? I mean, you ask people and they say, oh, I mean, there is less payment there.
Yeah.
Are there, do you want to shed any light on that? Is this really a truth or is it a myth basically?
Yeah, sure. So the thing with hospitality industry is, yes, there are 3 levels for entry into the hotel industry, okay? So depending on how good you are with your technicals, your personality and your attitude. So you could start at the base entry level where your salary would be between 10,000 and 15,000 or 20,000. 10,000 in smaller cities, but for bigger cities, it starts with 15 and may go on to 20. Then there is a mid-level, the first supervisory position where you could probably get about maybe 25 or so. And then the most coveted, of course, is a management trainee program, it's called. A lot of these multinational chains and even Oberoi's and Taj offer management trainee programs to the cream of the class, you know. So in your school, maybe there'll be 2 or 3 who get into that position and their salary starts with maybe 25 or 30, but they are in a training mode for a period of 1 year or 2 years. And once they finish that training, their salary will jump up to 40 and they will be made managers straight away.
Sure.
So one of my students, in fact, her name is Kartika Bhasin. She was picked up by Oberoi's for a management trainee program. This is a much coveted program. And she, all over India, they take about 7 or 8 kids. She was one of them. And she excelled that year when she passed out. And they were so happy that they said to her that we'll give you any position in any of the hotels anywhere in the world. And then she chose Dubai and went there straight away. So in that sense, there are a lot of opportunities, but even if you get at the base entry level, you shouldn't lose heart, because the promotions are extremely fast in this industry. I mean, now if you look at the general managers around you of various hotels, if you Google and check them out, they are in their maybe late 30s, or even sometimes 35, 34, and they're already general managers. So we are very old for them now, actually. So in that sense, one shouldn't lose hope. One should work hard and one should work smart, and you will definitely rise. One of my students who joined as a F&B associate in JW Marriott's, he was a very smart worker, and within a span of 6 years, now it's been 6 years since he passed out, he was shifted to all the pre-opening properties. He went to Hong Kong, he went to Singapore, now he's in Abu Dhabi. So, and now he's already a F&B director, and he's not yet touched 30. So he's traveled the world, he's earning well, he's got a good position, and I see him rising to a GM's post by the time he's 35. So it shouldn't stop you, really. Okay, so some of the obvious career opportunities would be on cruise ships. Initially, there was this thing that you had to have 3 years experience before joining a cruise ship, but they've done away. Most of the cruise companies have done away with that, and you can join right away. You can work in restaurants, start your own restaurants, retail, like I said, in the malls, travel and tourism, airlines, entrepreneurs. A lot of restaurants in Pune belong to students who have done their hotel management and passed out. And you can get into event management. I think there are enough movies on event management for you to really know what it is. Starting placements in airlines are in reservations, ticketing, ground staff, or being an air hostess. Starting placements in travel and tourism would be office management, itinerary planning if you're working with a travel agent, reservation booking, sales and marketing, or you could be a guide when people go on guided tours. Yeah, some of the opportunities in retail sections are section executives, floor supervisors, floor managers, a mall manager, marketing sales manager. And in the corporates or the service industry, 2 of our students are placed actually with Persistence and Infosys as well as a facilities executive or manager. What that means is anything that is required with regards to the facility or the infrastructure is taken care of by this manager. And of course, the customer relationship executives are very popular posts, and a lot of them are filled by hospitality graduates. Starting placements in the event managers are event coordinator or an event planner, or you could be an event manager or a marketing manager or a production manager. Any of these positions you can rise up to. And if you were to join a hotel, then the core departments that you would want to join in, you would join as chef or F&B assistant executives or front office assistant executives or housekeeping assistants or supervisors. So these are a few pictures of some of our ex-students. Kartika Basin, that's I spoke to you about her, that she took up a job in Dubai and she later shifted to Waldorf Astoria, which is one of the top hotels. There she is with Mr. Oberoi. Then Sushant Rege, the one who started with JW Marriott's, is now director of W, which is a big brand of JW. And Kshitija Yadav is with Renaissance Mumbai. She passed out, I think, 2 years ago. And Parth Bhave is Waldorf Astoria, Maldives. Yeah, so if there are any questions, I would be happy to answer.
So one more question I specifically have is, in your experience now, you said that there's a core industry here, which is related to hotels and other things, and there are these allied industries where also people get placed.
Yeah.
What's typically, in your experience, what has been the distribution like? I mean, a lot of people opting for core hospitality, or they go into more of this retail and the other allied industries?
I think the pandemic has brought in a little bit of a shift, in the sense people are actually moving towards entrepreneurship much more. And few are joining the hotel industry. A lot of them are going abroad. Very few prefer to join the Indian hospitality industry, actually. But